Welcome to Musician Wellness Month. Today is part 2 of our daily stretching warm-up routine from Madeline Bruiser's book, The Art of Practicing. Today's stretches will cover a lot more of our upper body as opposed to yesterday's stretches. So before we begin, I want to remind you of a couple things in terms of stretching. The first is to make sure that you have warmed up your body prior to stretching. It's really important that our muscles are warm and they're ready to work with all these stretching so we don't cause any more damage or injury. The second point that I'd like to make is to hold your stretches for only 5 to 60 seconds, depending on what your body is most comfortable with. We really have to listen to our bodies during these stretches. The third thing is to only deepen our stretches on a breath. We never want to stretch too far too fast because that could also cause injury. So really on an exhale of a breath, see if your body is ready to go deeper into one of these stretches. And the last thing that I would like to remind you of is to make sure that you really stay within the healthy, pain-free range of motion that your body already has. We really don't want to do any more damage with our stretches. So with that in mind, let's begin. Our very first stretch is called a standing forward bend. So what we're going to do is, and I'm going to let you see this from the side, is we're going to bend all the way forward. We're going to make sure that our knees remain unlocked, and we're going to breathe into this stretch. It should really stretch out the back muscles for us, and so make sure that as you're breathing, you're thinking about releasing all of these. Also be sure to allow your neck and your arms to dangle during this stretch. So here we go. Be sure to gently and slowly come up out of this stretch. Our second stretch is called the standing twist. So we're going to bend forward, but we're going to take our right hand and we're going to place it on the inside of our right knee. And while we do this, we're going to make sure that our elbow stays out and open. Then we're going to lift our left hands up and then look to the sky. Again, keep your feet about shoulder width apart and make sure that your knees stay unlocked. We're going to repeat this stretch on the left hand side. So you're going to take your left hand, place it inside your right or your left knee, and then you're going to make sure that your elbow stays out, and then your right hand will come up and you'll look upwards towards the sky. Our next stretch is the side-to-side twist. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure our feet are still hip width apart, and we're going to lift our arms out to the side like this. Depending on what you want to do, you can also engage them in this fashion as well. It just depends on what you feel most comfortable with. And then what we're going to do is we are going to gently twist side to side. After about 5 to 60 seconds, you can choose when to stop this stretch. Our next stretch is a shoulder and neck stretch. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our left hand and place it behind our head, and then we're going to clasp our left wrist with our right hand. And you're going to look this way and pull to the left. Look to the left and pull to the right. remembering to breathe. A couple things to keep in mind with this stretch is to make sure that we think about our healthy posture while we do this one. It's easy for our hips to kind of go out of alignment, and it's also really easy for our necks to come forward. You can repeat this stretch by bringing your right arm behind your head and clasping your right wrist with your left hand. Good. Our next stretch is called the arm twist, or if you're more familiar with this in yoga, it's also called the eagle pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our arms and place them straight out in front of us. You're going to put your right arm over your left, bring your left arm up, and wrap your right arm around the left. My left hand then clasps my right thumb. In this pose, I want you to think about bringing your shoulders down and back and pulling your elbows forward gently. Hold for 5 to 60 seconds and focus on your breathing. Gently untwist your arms. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to take our left arm and put it over our right, lift our right arm up, reach around, and allow our right hand to grasp our left elbow. So from this side, shoulders back and down, elbows forward, breathe. For our next stretch, I am going to use a dinner table tray just to demonstrate this, and a pillow. So find a flat surface, maybe a table or something in your house, and then find a pillow to put on top of it. This stretch is called the forearm flexor stretch. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our hands palms down on the pillow and just let them relax so your fingers aren't spread or anything. And then what we're going to do is we're going to gently lean forward without putting the weight of our body on our wrists. This is a really good stretch for our wrists and our forearms, and I would highly recommend doing this one every single day. That's for sure. Again, this can be kind of a tender area for my flute players, so remember to only do this within the pain-free, healthy range of motion that your body already has. And when you're ready, slowly come out of this. Good. The last stretch of our daily stretching warm-up routine is the wrist extensor stretch. So what I want you to do is take your left hand, put it out in front of you, and allow your wrist to drop. Then you're going to take your right palm and place it on the back of your hand to gently pull that hand, your left hand, towards you. Again, make sure that you only do this within the pain-free, healthy range of your body, and hold for about 5 to 60 seconds depending on how your body feels. It's really important for our hand to stay up on the back and not come lower, so keep that in mind. Relax, and then we're going to do the same thing with our right hand. So we're going to let it come out, have our hands drop, take our left hand palm and place on the back of our right hand, and gently pull the right hand towards us. Hold for 5 to 60 seconds. Those last two stretches are really great to pair together because it helps stretch out our wrists in both directions as well as our forearms. And I just would really recommend doing those two for sure every single day for my flutists. And that completes our daily stretching warm-up routine. I highly encourage you all to incorporate this into your daily practices. It's really important that we continue to stretch out our muscles every single day to help prevent injuries. Again, be sure to do this all within a range that your body feels comfortable. You can incorporate stretching prior to practicing, in the middle of practicing when you need a little bit of a break or if you start to feel some tense areas, and definitely after practicing. That concludes our stretching for today, but there will be more stretching videos in the future. So good work, and I will see you tomorrow.